Hi, I'm Mike, and this is the fourth session in our COI series. So, in this session, we're talking about what is your service offer advantage? What do I mean by that? Well, when you're communicating to the accountant, remember in the last session we were talking about the type of work they want? Remember, you're now communicating to them, this is your service advantage. And what I've seen advisors do in the past is they say, look, what we do is we come in and we facilitate the process and we calculate this, and we've got a better calculator than anybody else, and we come up with the best insurance values. Okay. Somewhere along the line, sometimes they might even add the word risk management. We're doing risk management. We're not doing risk management. You're doing risk assessment, right? What you're doing is you're showing how you can calculate the insurance. You can maximize the insurance value. The only advantage you've got is that maybe there's a little bit more discovery around the risk in terms of its total exposure. But in terms of the net outcome, only in a worst case is that going to make any difference. And it certainly doesn't make a huge difference for the accountant and minimal difference for the business owner. What am I talking about? Right. The moment you start to introduce risk management, so now we're talking about not just a receipt of funds in a worst case event, but the actual contingency plan. So if we go back to the buy, sell, key person issue, okay, so we have a shareholder who's also a key person, they die, you get a chunk of money comes in to affect the transfer, that's great. But the risk management plan is who then takes what duties? Have they been trained in those? What gets communicated to people? What's the time frames? So the actual contingency plan is as critical in the outcome as the funds. Most advisors just calculate the level of exposure. Here's your insurance problem solved. Well, it isn't. The business is still vulnerable. More importantly, the business probably needs a greater amount of insurance because it isn't actually prepared. So your service advantage is that if you include risk management, and by that we're talking about feasibility assessment, risk contingency planning, what you can allow your clients to do is to effectively insure a little less, keeping their premiums down, because they're able to put more of the protection on the actual risk sharing or the risk management. And that is the part that the accountants want to do. So as a risk advisor, you go in, you discuss the issues. This is where you want your business to go. In a worst case scenario, we need to have a plan for these things. That's the risk management aspect. Part of that risk management is identifying what's insurable and what's uninsurable related to that same event. And the uninsurable component, that's the management aspects, that requires an ongoing plan. And that's where you could go work with the accountant to make sure that if this happened, you're ready for that. Now, by the way, that would also help you in some other events around perhaps succession planning or just outright sale of the business. Again, all things that they would benefit from as a result of your conversation. So it's really important that when you're talking about your service advantage, that you are looking at it in terms of what the net outcome is for the client. And the key part to remember there when you're crafting that is, does your service offer include, should we say, a negative and a positive motivation? So what I mean by that is, this is what you're hoping to avoid. Here's the financial loss. That's why you need a sum of money to offset that financial loss. But let's say you don't have a claim. Let's say you don't need the insurance. You're perfectly healthy. What value do they get from the conversation? Well, that's where the positive side is. The contingency planning could also help you prepare for growth. So now as a business owner, I see when working with you, right, I get this, I could save some insurance premium because I have a better plan, but also if it doesn't happen, the time and the money I spend with you, I get some type of business benefit because what we've talked about could also help me grow and improve my business. The accountant loves it because they're going to go and do that work. So that's why it's really important that you think about your service advantage and make sure it includes both a, should we say, protecting against loss, but also a gain. So this is why at advisory, we really strongly recommend that when talking to a business owner, you're introducing risk management, feasibility, you're actually talking about, the protection, the entire program, not just will help you come up with an insurance number. If you do that, you've got more leverage with the business owner. They're going to see greater value. You'll get more referrals from their suppliers and customers and people that they know. You're also going to get a much better referral leads from the accountant because they can see the ongoing work. So it ties into the previous video where we talked about the type of work they want. So that's why you want to make sure that you cover both parts in your service offer. Again, any other queries, questions, get a hold of us here at Advisory. Happy to help you directly. Thanks for watching.